Welcome, Tom. Fantastic to see you again, to have you here, and congratulations on being a successful candidate for the role that you are now in. So it would be great to hear, what your situation was before we started working, what we worked on, and then how that played out for you.
Okay, so yeah, situation was I'd been working as an EFL teacher for a number of years. Was looking to sort of get out of teaching. I thought I'd gone as far as I could within that kind of profession or industry. And in the build up before working with yourself, I'd actually been applying for various jobs, but I wasn't actually getting interviews. I was putting out a lot of applications, through CVs, cover letters, sending all of those out, as well as putting applications in. But there wasn't any. I wasn't getting any wasn't being invited for interviews. So I felt like I'd really just hit a brick wall, and I needed sort of assistance and guidance on actually how to start getting interviews, or getting my CV seen, or actually just getting my sort of presence out there through things like LinkedIn.
Yeah, it's such a common experience that people have these days because of all the application tracking systems and HR, automation. People just aren't even getting seen. It's so frustrating because fantastic candidates are getting completely ignored. So what were some of the things that we worked on together that really helped shift that for you?
I think the biggest shift was probably actually changing the CV and also sort of how I sort of presented myself. I think the thing is, because obviously I think actually one of the things I remember is I was always talking about changing careers, and you actually mentioned it was actually more of a career shift. So it was more because I still wanted to work in education, but more in the kind of coordination, organizational side. So, I think with yourself, we actually, changed the CV. So we had things like case studies. So it showed how, my experience within teaching or in the other aspects of teaching, how it could actually be applied to the specific roles that I was applying for. And I think, that really helped as well, not to mention as well, structuring, a cover letter and application forms, and sort of actually, making sure you actually get, yourself across properly and, sell yourself. And I think those for me were the key ones. Using the tool of LinkedIn, I think that was quite helpful as well. Because it's, obviously a lot of people on there, but sort of again knowing how to put yourself across on that platform, to me I found was actually very useful, and I learned a lot as well through that.
Fantastic. And I think the positioning piece is just so crucial, isn't it? Because I think remembering our sessions together where I did challenge you and say, well, actually, it's more of a, like you said, a career shift, a little pivot, and to position, because you had all that wealth of experience, and you actually had the experience of doing some of that role as well.
Exactly,
it was more about just bringing that out and helping the people see, and also the robots, application tracking systems, recognize that you were, a really great candidate match. So really glad that turned that situation around. What might you say to somebody who is considering working with me, or wanting to perhaps join the Get Appointed program? What would you say to somebody?
Obviously I would definitely recommend somebody actually use your program. I think the thing is, it's one thing to to say to sort of maybe ask your friends or maybe people like your family to sort of help you out, or perhaps give you some assistance on perhaps looking over a CV or a cover letter. But I think it's actually very helpful, with yourself. You've got a lot of experience within the recruit, helping out people find jobs, and sort of how to sort of position someone's CV or cover letter. And I think actually just having a different pair of eyes on it, and someone yourself who's professional in that industry, it just it gives you a totally different perspective on yourself and how you can go about advertising for jobs, and actually how to position yourself differently.
Fantastic. And I'm just so thrilled that you were able to secure that role. I think you have such bags of experience and talent to really make a contribution. It sounds like the role you've got is going really well.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic, and I think it will really lay the foundations for your career in that, let's say, slightly different direction, teaching English as a foreign language, but administering and managing those processes for those organisations. So that's really fantastic. It's always been a pleasure working with you. So thank you so much for sharing some of your story. If there's any final thought you'd like to share, please do.
Yeah, I'd just say it was, working with yourself has been was a great. I'm so glad I did it. I mean, nowadays, I'm in a job that I really enjoy. It's not something that I'm, having to drag my heels over going to work every morning. I love it. It's something I'm passionate about, and yeah, you've been a big help in actually, yeah, changing my career path.
That's very kind. So thank you so much. And in that note, I will let you go.
Okay, thanks a lot. Cheers.